We have a case. This is our justice. When you're done watching, share this story. Someone out there might need to hear it. I didn't hide my money because I was greedy. I hid it because I needed to know the truth about the woman I married. My name is Ethan. 3 years ago, I inherited a significant trust from my uncle Walt, a man who'd spent 40 years building a regional logistics company and never once trusted anyone he hadn't tested first. He taught me that lesson the hard way, and I should have applied it earlier in my marriage. Diane and I had been together for 6 years when Walt passed. By then, I'd already noticed things, small things. The way her attention sharpened whenever I mentioned a colleague's promotion. The questions she asked about my salary that felt less like curiosity and more like accounting. The way she talked about our future, always in terms of what we'd have, never what we build. So, I made a decision. I didn't touch the inheritance publicly. I kept it in a separate trust, managed by Walt's attorney, and I told Diane that Walt had died with significant debts, that the estate was a wash. She nodded sympathetically and said the right words. But that evening, I watched her do math on her phone calculator and set it face down on the table. Over the next 2 years, I tracked the shift. I wasn't looking for reasons to end my marriage. I was looking for reasons to save it. What I found instead was a woman slowly withdrawing, not dramatically, but methodically. Date nights became obligations. Conversations became transactional. She started spending more time with her friend Carol, who had recently divorced a wealthy man and come out very well. I began documenting, not obsessively, carefully. I kept a private log, recorded dates when she raised the subject of what would happen if things didn't work out, noted when she transferred small amounts from our joint account into a personal account she'd opened without mentioning it. I didn't confront her. I waited. Walt had always said, let a person show you who they are before you tell them who you are. She filed 14 months later. The petition cited irreconcilable differences and requested an equitable split of all marital assets, which, based on her assessment, amounted to our house, 2 cars, and a modest joint savings account. Her attorney was confident. The filing was clean. She had calculated everything she thought there was to calculate. She hadn't calculated Walt's trust. My attorney, a methodical man named Garrett, filed a response 3 days later. Included in the disclosure was a full accounting of the trust, its value, its history, and the documentation showing it had been established before our marriage, making it, under state law, separate property not subject to division. Also included were 18 months of my personal logs, the financial transfers from our joint account, and 3 recorded phone conversations, legally obtained in our 2-party consent state with Garrett's guidance, in which Diane discussed the divorce timeline with Carol. In one, she said she was waiting until after the holidays, so it looked less calculated. The hearing lasted 40 minutes. Judge Holt reviewed the submitted materials quietly. When she looked up, she addressed Diane's attorney first. She noted the discrepancy between the asset list in the petition and the actual disclosed estate. She noted the private account transfers. She noted the recordings. Then she looked at Diane and asked one question. Were you aware of the trust at the time you filed? Diane said no. Garrett stood up and submitted a text message, sent from Diane to Carol 4 months before filing, that read, he says, Walt left nothing, but I don't believe it. I'm going to find out before I make any moves. The room went quiet. Judge Holt didn't raise her voice. She didn't need to. She denied Diane's asset claims, awarded me full control of the marital home based on documented primary financial contribution, and referred the account transfer pattern to a financial review for potential marital waste claims. Diane left the courthouse without speaking to me. Her attorney looked like a man who'd just learned his client had lied to him, because he had. I didn't feel triumphant walking out. I felt something quieter than that. Walt used to say that the most important test of character isn't what someone does when they think they're being watched. It's what they do when they think no one ever will be. Diane made her choice when she thought the inheritance didn't exist. I made mine 2 years earlier, the night I watched her do math on her phone and set it face down on the table. I just waited for the moment to matter.